Damian Willemse is at number 10 for them. He's a player like that has obviously played so many different positions across the backline. When someone's that versatile as an opposition out half, does that just kind of make them a little bit more unpredictable?
Yeah, he's he's a very, very good player. I suppose he's only played a couple of games at 10 for South Africa, but he's like you said, he's unpredictable. He's got fantastic footwork. He's a good kicking game, strong, so fast, obviously. So some traits that you wouldn't normally associate with a 10, but he's an excellent player. So personally, we're going to have to be ready to play, but we expected him to be named a 10. So we've done a little bit of analysis on him, and we need to do a little bit more again.
So I predict the Springboks will go back to their boring old self, rugby style 12 from a Rugby World Cup. So this game between Ireland and the Springboks are very important because these two teams are placed together in the same pool in the Rugby World Cup. It has been 5 years since Ireland has faced the Springboks. It's important for the Irish to have a feel how it is to play against the current Rugby World Cup champions with their physicality and with their power play. As I open this video, I say that I predict that the Springboks will go back to their old boring self, kicking off 9, chasing the ball, trying to win the aerial battles, scrum hard, play lineouts hard, driving mauls. That will be the story of the day from the Springboks. And obviously their rush defense. So the Springbok squad was announced for this game, and it's your usual Springbok team with 1 or 2 changes that is quite interesting to note. So I think the biggest thing to note is having Cheslin Kolbe playing at fullback. Kolbe at fullback. Look, Kolbe, when he came on the scene for Western Province and the Stormers, he came in as a fullback. He came in as one of those attacking fullbacks, covering fullback and wing, but he was predominantly a fullback. So fullback is nothing new for Cheslin Kolbe. His critics might say that he's a little bit too short to be a fullback, to win those aerial battles, and also to be the last man in defense. However, I must say that Kolbe is one of the most bravest rugby players in the world. He can tackle a guy twice his size without problem. Willemse at 10 is another interesting topic or subject. Willemse is a 10, out and out 10 from schoolboy through Western Province ranks, Stormers. He came on the scene as a 10. However, he's one of the best utility backs currently in the world, in my opinion. But due to the Springboks' lack of fly-halves, Willemse is brought in at 10. And like Johnny Sexton says, that Willemse is an unusual 10, having brilliant footwork, he's strong, and he has space, and he has a good kicking game. So Willemse is a unicorn, one of those anomalies, And I think this game will be important because the Irish will definitely put pressure on Willemse. And if Willemse passed this test against the Irish, I predict Willemse to be the starting fly-half at the World Cup next year in France. Also a point to note is the return of Bongi Nombanambi. Bongi was always the guy that would start for the Springboks at hooker. I think since the championship, when Bongi was injured, Malcolm Marx, he came on as a starting hooker. And why would you leave the best hooker in the world on the bench and not start him? So Malcolm Marx will be starting, and it will be very interesting to see how Malcolm Marx will be doing against the Irish. Then on the subs, notable inclusion is Deon Fourie. In the last URC season, Deon Fourie, he had a perfect campaign, brilliant campaign. One of the URC's best fetchers, the guy who played to the ball. It will be interesting to see how Deon Fourie will come through on the loose, off the ball, and as well Deon Fourie, he also covers hooker. So Deon Fourie is a very good acquisition for the Springboks, coming in as a replacement. At the time of making this video, the Irish didn't announce their team yet, but we all know that the Irish, they are very efficient, they are very good. You can't go to New Zealand and be average. You have to be at the peak of your powers to beat New Zealand in a 3-match test series 2-1. And the Irish, they achieved that. My prediction for the Irish team, and I will go through it very quickly. The front row will be Andrew Porter, Dan Sheehan, and Tag Furlong. The second row will be Tag Byrne and James Ryan. The back row, in my opinion, will be Doris, Josh van der Fleer, and Jack Conan. The halfbacks will be Gibson Park and Sexton. The centers will be Henshaw and Ringrose. The back three will be Mac Henson of Connaught I think he's having a very good URC season currently. I also see Robert Bellacoon coming in on wing and Hugo Keenan at fullback. So we've seen this Irish team now for the last couple of years. These guys are familiar to me as a South African watching the URC. These guys are familiar. They are very good players. They are excellent players, and the Springboks will have their handful with these guys. However, I must also say that can the Springboks do a Blue Bulls? What the Blue Bulls did to Leinster in the URC semi-finals last season. However, as we know that Test match rugby and franchise rugby, there's a big difference between the two. But this promises to be a very good game. The Irish team, they are phenomenal, very strong, and I can't wait to see this game. So my prediction for this game, like I said, I predict the Springboks will go back to their usual boring self. To some people, to me, I actually like it, especially when they win. It's not boring. But I predict the Irish to win this game by 5 points. Ireland to win the Springboks by 5 points. Guys, what is your prediction? Will the Irish back up what they did in New Zealand by beating the Springboks? Or will the Springboks come out of the shell, practice some tactics that they will employ in the World Cup, surprising us and maybe possibly winning this game? What do you think? Will the Springboks win? Will Ireland win? What's your general feel of this game? So for those who haven't subscribed to my channel, subscribe to my channel, like this video, and I'll catch you guys on my next video.